I wanted to share another story. I had hit on this in private to you, and I thought I better put this out there right now. There's a story in today's New York Daily News about Diane DiGiacomo. Diane DiGiacomo, 52 years old currently. She was with the ASPCA. She was an officer with the ASPCA back on 9/11. And she went into all those toxic apartments to rescue animals that had been left in these apartments. So she went in, got covered with the dust, got horribly exposed, of course, due to it. There's such a variety of responders that people have no idea. Well, she weighs only 60 pounds right now. She's living with her sister Donna over in New Jersey as she's battling stage 4 breast cancer, which has now spread to her brain and her bones. And this is yet another case of 9/11 related health issues. And Diane, it feels it's so important to pass this health care that even though she's so sick, and speaking from her bed, where she weighs 60 pounds at age 52, and she wants this law and the politicians to know how important it is to pass the JOGA, HR 1786 and S928. Now, I've been talking back and forth with her son this morning. His name is Stefan DiGiacomo, and he gave me a statement. I asked him if there was something he'd like me to read off to your listeners, and if that's okay, I'll go ahead and I'll do that right now.
For sure.
What Stefan said is, and I'm quoting here, "I cannot emphasize the importance of this act enough. There will be another case like ours, and another only child will have to watch his mother and only parent's health decline right before his very eyes. Treatment needs to be provided for these victims so they can have a fighting chance, not only for themselves, but for their children and families. And as always, beg Congress to extend this bill." That took a lot of courage for this family and what they're going through, for them to reach out at a time like this to be heard. And so they deserve to be heard, and his statement is out there right now for all your listeners who we are asking to call people like Representative Goodlatte, who has presented a bill which is absolute nonsense, which is totally contrary to what it is that we need taken care of through the bills that were already overwhelmingly supported. We need folks to get a hold of Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell and tell them to move these votes for our bills to the floor. We need our health care now. It ran out October 1st. The money's going to run out on us. Our compensation is going to be 60% cut short. And we've got people like Terry who are sick, me that's sick, thousands of others, 33,000 in the health program right now, over 70,000 that are registered in the program. 33,000 of them are combined sicknesses, more than one illness. We have over 4,200 people with cancer, and those numbers are on the increase. Why are we having to beg Congress and the Senate to do the right thing? That's wrong. Diane shouldn't be begging for this. None of us should. Do the right thing, Paul Ryan. Do the right thing, Mitch McConnell. Move these bills to the floor for a vote. We're filibuster proof. We have the people to do it. Do it now.
Way to be, Claudia. Sorry you have to do that, but glad you are. Glad you're doing that. And I think we all can call our representatives and push together. It's hard to, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's all about with all of these. Every decision, if they know that there's a huge volume of phone calls that are called in on a situation, and this is specifically for people that responded to a situation that was well beyond anybody's imagination, and they responded and cared for those that were affected by this event. And then as it turns out, and by the way, the people at the time said that the site was not contaminated, and it was. Can you imagine being in their shoes, wondering if they're going to have health care when they gave their ultimate asset, which is themselves, and risk not being able to provide for their families or to grow old with their families? So
and tell these guys to pull that poison pill of a bill that Goodlatte has put out there, because that's exactly what it is. He wants to tap into Medicare. He wants to limit our program to 5 years, and he wants to cut our comp bills for comp awards up to 60%. This is absolutely outrageous. This isn't about politics. This is about our lives.
Where's this? What state is this guy in?
He's in Virginia. And his contact information, along with all these other individuals' contact information, can be easily located on our website.
Okay, I've got your website pulled up, so help us navigate to that, Claudia. I've got it pulled up right now. It's 9-11 rescueworkersandfriends.org. Where do we go?
And then go to the where it says the Droga reauthorization bill.
Okay, that's in the second line right underneath Contact Us.
And then if you scroll down just a short ways, you'll see Contact these reps and senators and much more. Click here. It's like a blue button with a red border around it. If you click on that, it's going to take you to a Facebook page which has a myriad of comments, including the most recent articles, and that includes Diane DiGiacomo's article as well. And it also, at the very end of that list, has Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell's, and Bob Goodlatte's phone contact numbers.
So when you go there and click on that rectangular shaped box that, as Claudia was defining, it's blue with a heavy red border. You click on that, and then what you can do is, number one, read it. Okay, read every word of this information. And then you can take that whole URL address, copy that, and then go to your very own Facebook page and post that, and then encourage others to please read, be aware what's happened to the 9-11 rescueworkersandfriends.org, and encourage them to call their representatives. It took me 2 seconds to do that, and I'm going to add a post at the beginning of that to encourage my friends and people that see our Facebook information to get familiar with this.
We can't thank you enough. You and Jeff have been huge champions for our 9/11 family, and we're very appreciative. And thank you.
Well, you
very much.
Well, Jeff, I had you turn.
From the bottom of our hearts, you are welcome.
Well, it's welcome, and by golly, we need. The way I see it is, we absolutely must do this. And our friend Claudia, your friend of mine, our friend here at the station, Dell, recognizes the need, and so way to be and knowing him. So that's the way I see it.
Amen. Amen.
That's how things work. Terry, any last words?
Just want to express my thanks and gratitude, not only for what you guys are doing, and for Claudia, everything that she's done. She's really been a champion for this cause, and because it's a difficult issue. It's especially guys in my shoes. I get very angry and frustrated to even have to call congressmen and senators to do this. So we need people like Claudia and people like you to step up, because a lot of the people in my shoes that are survivors, emotionally, it's just too. It's very difficult to even talk about or have to fight for something like this. So you have to be our champions, and I appreciate it.
Well, there you go, ladies.
God bless you, bro.
There you go. You heard it directly from someone that was on the site. He's pouring his feelings out there, and we, those of us that were not there but understand the importance of carrying this bill on to where the support is for the people that were affected after 9/11, and during. I mean, it's all the above, and cut the politics. Let's stop it. So we will get the word out through everything that we have to offer. And way to be, Claudia. You're you've got the fire in your gut, you got the care, and you got the persistence. So way to be, way to be, Claudia. All right.
And that's a very final word. We extend our thoughts and prayers with those people over in France and everywhere else that have suffered these terrible terrorist attacks, but especially Paris right now, because they went through what we did. It was a coordinated attack by savages with a extremist philosophy, Islamic terrorists that have perpetrated yet another crime over there in Paris, the same as what they did to us on 9/11. So our thoughts and prayers go out with each and every person over in France right now.
Amen. Yeah, that was heavy. So all of those involved in 9/11 were going through replays in their mind, and obviously knowing what the folks in Paris are going through. So, and they had a hard time reacting proactively to these extremists, but sounds like they are. They made some moves to react to these crazy people, and but it's never.
We don't group all Muslims. One thing I want to make perfectly clear: there is Islamic extremism, which is these radicals that have their own geopolitical scheme in mind, that are perpetrating these savage acts of evil on civilization, as opposed to the everyday moderate Muslims who speak out against them. There's a huge difference between the two, and those same moderate Muslims are serving in our military and dying for us, and they were 9/11 responders, and they're people too. And I'm not going to compare put the two in the same boat. I just want to make sure that was perfectly clear.
Okay, to help Dave out, how should I define the group of people? I mean, they're terrorists in my mind. It's terrorist, and
well, we're going to start getting into politics here, and I'm going to swear a little way away from it, but it's pretty easy to define when somebody doesn't respect life, when somebody has no regard for life. Those are the people that are pulling off of these suicide attacks, and that's what all of these are. They all have that in common. They're suicidal. They have no regard for life. They think that somehow they've been brainwashed to think that by perpetrating such an act of evil and taking other lives out with their own, that somehow garners them someplace with God. Well, I would argue that. And I think anybody of any moderate mindset could easily argue that regardless of their religion.
I didn't hear any politics there. All I heard was defining the reality of the people that want to hurt freedom-loving people.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's no politics.
And that means ISIS, and that's ISIL, or whatever they want to be called this week. The Daesh is what they're called overseas. Al-Qaeda. All of these groups, all these terrorist organizations that would do other people harm.
Yeah.
That's God's end.
Go ahead, Terry.
Terry, so I just want to add one more thing. And, most of all, they're cowards. They're attacking innocent people, women, children, people with no weapons. So that's the biggest thing, to me, in my mind, they're all cowards.
Right on.
Way to be, Terry. Well, we love you. So.
I love you, too.
We love you. Just know
Thank
that.
You.
And Terry, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. Maybe I'll come back again.
You bet.
Yeah, I hope so. I look forward to the day that I can meet you and shake your hand, man.
Yeah, we might be able to talk a little baseball.
Okay.
Hey, the Royals and Yankees.
Only if it's the Yankees.
the Yankee needs some help. So
well, one of the most prized franchises of all time. So a lot of history, a lot of amazing history there. It's fun to think about. So, all right. Well, enjoyed both of your times. And Claudia, I will stay in touch with you after I get this edited, okay?
All right. God bless you all.
Talk
God
to you
bless
later.
America.
You betcha. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Terry. Wow, Jeffrey.
Well, we've had some amazing programs in the time we've been on the air, Dave, but that one,
I just can't
I
imagine
swear,
being
it
what that
tops
man
them
went
all.
through. God.
Oh, my.
It's going to take a little. It's going to take some time to recoup from. I mean, he's living it. He lived it. Still living it. And we're just two people in a studio that listen to him. My gosh, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you go to 911 Rescue Workers and Friends.org. When you get to that website, okay, right below the contact us, you'll see 911 Rescue Workers and Friends across the top. Then you have home, about us, links, toxic dust, contact us. And I'm going to butcher that, Jeffrey. It's Zadroga. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, Zadroga.
Zadroga?
And he was, I believe he was the first to succumb to his illness as a 9/11 recovery person, Mr. Zadroga.
Zadroga.
That's why the act is named after him.
Reauthorization bill. When you click on that link, it's in red type, and when you click on it, go down, and as Claudia so well defined, you go down to a blue rectangle with white fonts with a red border around the circumference. Click there. That will take you to a link, a Facebook link. And she has defined the people that need to be contacted on this bill. She has Representative Paul Ryan and also Mitch McConnell, and the contact information on there. And she also has on a large post many of the other representatives that need to be contacted. So depending on where you will be calling from or where you live, you can see if your representative is listed there. After you read that thoroughly, take that URL address and post it on your own Facebook page. And encourage people to read it, call their representatives, and then to please forward the information to their friends, co-workers, and to get this word out. The power of many works. The power of many works.